to be the guy that killed him and go to prison. Prison's full of bad dudes, man. Somebody's gonna look at him who likes Tupac, and I think he's in a bad.
Upon learning of Keefe D's arrest, a wave of concern appears to have swept through everyone. Questions arose about his fate within the prison walls. Would he be able to endure the harsh environment? Could he survive amidst the prison's toughest inmates? These were the unsettling uncertainties that loomed in the minds of many. Even his neighbors were surprised to see the arrest.
I didn't know there was an arrest this morning. Like I said, this is a quiet neighborhood. I've been here 20-some years, and never had any problems.
Nearly 30 years have elapsed since the tragic demise of rapper Tupac Shakur, the victim of a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. This unresolved case has remained enshrouded in mystery. Nonetheless, a glimmer of hope for a breakthrough emerged when on July 17th, Las Vegas police executed a search of a local residence.
Investigators of Valley Homes searched in connection to the Tupac Shakur murder investigation nearly 27 years after his death.
The evidence acquired during this operation was under scrutiny by a Las Vegas grand jury. However, as per a trustworthy source within the law enforcement realm, who received a briefing from ABC News on the ongoing investigation, it may be several months before any decisions regarding charges were reached.
Metro Police confirming they searched a home as part of their ongoing work to solve who killed the rapper and hip-hop icon.
Investigators grapple with a formidable obstacle in their quest for answers: the prevailing belief that the assailant responsible for Tupac's tragic demise may have met their own fate in a separate shooting a mere 2 years following the Las Vegas incident. However, the then ongoing investigation carried the promise of unveiling the identities of individuals accompanying the gunman during the fatal attack. This revelation helped open up the door to the potential prosecution of an accomplice in the case.
It's a murder that shocked the world of music. 25-year-old Tupac Shakur shot 4 times inside this BMW in this intersection near the Las Vegas Strip in September 1996.
In a grim precursor to his untimely passing, Tupac endured a harrowing incident 2 years prior when he was shot 5 times during a robbery at Quad Studios in Times Square. During an interview with Vibe magazine in April 1995, Tupac insinuated that producer Sean Combs and rapper Christopher Wallace, famously known as the Notorious B.I.G., were in the studio at the time and seemed to be aware of the orchestrated setup. He once said during an interview, quote, "Everybody wants to use me. Everybody. From this level to the street level. I mean, I'm used on every level. I have no friends. I have no resting place. I never sleep. I can never close my eyes. It's horrible. Can you imagine what it's like for you to be who I am, who I was, and for them to say that I hurt a woman? And for the whole world to actually be entertaining the thought that you hurt a woman? That's hell." In another tragic turn of events in September 1996, Tupac faced yet another life-threatening situation. This time, it occurred after he had attended a boxing match at the MGM Grand on the renowned Las Vegas Strip. Riding in a black BMW sedan with Suge Knight, the head of his record label, by his side, Tupac became the unfortunate target of a drive-by attack. A white Cadillac pulled up alongside them and a gunman unleashed a hail of bullets, striking Tupac multiple times in the horrifying incident.
Keefe D and his entourage get into a white Cadillac. Along with Keefe D, the driver is a guy named Terrence Brown. They call him Bubble Up.
On September 13, 1996, the world of music suffered an irreplaceable loss as Tupac tragically succumbed to his injuries at the tender age of 25. His untimely passing left a profound void in the hearts of fans and in the music industry, leaving many to mourn the life of a talent extinguished far too soon.
Big Dre, Orlando. Who shot Tupac?
To keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Adding to the frustration surrounding the ongoing investigation, on November 10, 1996, Yaki Gaddafi also met a tragic end. He was a crucial witness to the drive-by incident and a member of Tupac's entourage, seated in the car behind the rapper during the shooting. Yaki Gaddafi was killed in an apartment building in New Jersey, further deepening the sense of loss and the complexity of the case. Malcolm Greenridge, a rap singer and member of Shakur's former backup quartet who performs under the name EDI Mean, said, "I saw 4 black males in a white Cadillac as it rolled by our car just before Tupac got shot. I couldn't see which of those 4 people pulled the trigger, but I saw the gun come from the back seat through the driver's front window. I did see all 4 faces for a few split seconds before the shooting though, and I told the police that. I can't promise you I could identify them, but nobody nobody has ever even asked me to try. The veil of mystery surrounding the deaths of two iconic artists thickened on March 9, 1997, when the Notorious B.I.G. was shot and met his demise in Los Angeles. This tragic event was widely believed to be connected to Tupac's murder. However, despite this connection, the case remains unsolved, further deepening the enigma surrounding the untimely deaths of both artists.
The second time in 6 months, a star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down.
In a significant development in September 1997, Orlando Anderson, a Los Angeles gang member, initiated a lawsuit against Tupac's estate claiming damages stemming from a brawl with the rapper at the MGM Grand just hours before the fatal drive-by. In a counter-move, Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Anderson, asserting that he was responsible for her son's fatal shooting. This legal battle added a complex layer to the already intricate web of events surrounding Tupac's tragic passing.
1995 to date, have you ever ridden in a white Cadillac? No. Do you know anyone who owns a white Cadillac? No.
In a turn of events on May 29, 1998, Orlando Anderson met a tragic end in a gang-related incident in Los Angeles County. Despite being a suspect in Tupac's murder, Anderson was never formally charged and consistently denied any involvement in the crime. His own violent demise further complicated the unresolved mysteries surrounding Tupac's tragic passing.
It wasn't a skinny arm. It was a bulky, hefty-looking arm.
Well, I was in the passenger seat.
In a significant development, in February 2018, Netflix released Unsolved: The Tupac and Biggie Murders, a limited series that delved into the investigations conducted by two LAPD detectives regarding the deaths of the rappers. This series not only shed new light on the cases, but also reignited public interest in the Tupac case. As a result, detectives resumed their diligent pursuit of leads and evidence, breathing new life into the long-standing mysteries surrounding Tupac's and Biggie's tragic deaths.
And according to Keefe D, he gets a phone call. He's actually with Zip, the intermediary. And they're back in LA, and Zip takes a phone call, and it's Puffy on the other end of the line.
In a significant development on July 17, 2023, Las Vegas police carried out an authorized search of a residence located in Henderson, Nevada, as part of their ongoing Tupac homicide investigation. During this operation, investigators seized a range of items, including computers, hard drives, and magazine articles related to Tupac and his untimely death, all in their unwavering pursuit of answers and closure in this long-standing case. And this investigation involved many conspiracies suggesting that music mogul Diddy was also involved in the case, and Tupac himself said that during one shooting Biggie and Diddy were there.
Las Vegas police confirmed today they executed a search warrant on Monday in connection with the case. Police searched a home in the city of Henderson, that's about 15 miles southeast of the Vegas Strip.
In the course of the search, the police stumbled upon a momentous find: a stash of .40 caliber bullets on the property. These bullets represent crucial pieces of evidence that will undergo meticulous forensic analysis to determine any possible link to Tupac Shakur's tragic passing. The decision by law enforcement authorities to carry out a raid at Keefe D's wife's residence underscores the unyielding commitment and determination in their relentless pursuit of answers in this case.
This is video just into our newsroom of that response last night. Detectives and prosecutors say they determined they had enough information to proceed with a court-authorized search.
This action sends an unmistakable signal that law enforcement is narrowing in on Davis, who had previously claimed that Sean Diddy Combs had distanced himself from him many years ago. These evolving developments indicate that Keefe D's disclosures could potentially carry significant ramifications that reach beyond his personal involvement in the crime.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you?
Yeah, he should. I think he should look out. He look out for everybody else.
Now we reach the most pivotal juncture in this captivating narrative: the possible connection between Sean Diddy Combs and Tupac Shakur's tragic demise. Diddy, the music industry mogul, has adeptly navigated the treacherous waters of legal scrutiny concerning his purported role in the crime. Nevertheless, recent developments in the unfolding story are once again thrusting him into the glaring spotlight. A diverse array of individuals spanning from curious bystanders to A-list celebrities have woven a multifaceted tapestry that links Tupac's murder to Diddy in a diverse and intricate way.
Everybody already having the in the back of their mind, like, that he had something to do with it. Like, it's basically evident.
The credibility of theories surrounding Diddy's potential involvement gains strength when one delves into the enigmatic motives and concealed intentions lurking beneath the surface. Detective Greg Kading, a former member of the Los Angeles Police Department deeply immersed in the Tupac Shakur murder investigation, illuminates the complex tapestry of Diddy's alleged role. Kading suggests that Diddy's conceivable motive might have been to shield himself from the wrath of Suge Knight, who was actively pursuing vengeance for the 1995 death of a friend in Atlanta, a tragedy for which he held Diddy responsible. Greg said, perhaps what they were doing was saying, he's already tied the noose, now let's let him hang himself. You didn't just say it twice. You didn't just say it 5 times. And so now you've got this complication of so many confessions. The perception is that it's going to be hard for him at this point to say, hey, I was just kind of boasting, making stuff up. In the wake of Tupac's heartbreaking demise, Suge Knight reportedly delved deep into his financial resources, allocating a substantial sum of $13,000 to secure the services of a hitman. This hired assassin, identified as Wardell Poochie Foose, purportedly belonged to the Bloods and was tasked with the elimination of Christopher Wallace, widely recognized as Biggie Smalls. Notably, Biggie Smalls was not only a renowned artist but was also a close associate of Diddy.
I want Biggie killed. I want you to go ahead and get a hold of my boy Poochie from the neighborhood. He knows Poochie's a known shooter, and he agrees to pay her $25,000.
The true intrigue lies in how Diddy came to be aware of Suge Knight's vengeful intentions. It's almost as if he had a crystal ball, foreseeing the looming danger. This awareness indeed raises a substantial question, suggesting that Diddy might have had access to inside information, possibly through someone with ties to Suge Knight's inner circle. And in this context, Keefe D, the central figure in the current developments and known for his alleged gang affiliations, could potentially fit that description.
I think he should look out, you know what I'm saying? He worth $1 billion. He should come look out. Come build a basketball gym at our Parkers. Do something. You know what I'm saying?
Moreover, in a shocking revelation presented in the documentary Who Killed Tupac, Keefe D dropped a bombshell that reverberated like a thunderclap through the airwaves. He claimed that the actual murder weapon had inexplicably vanished on the night of the murder itself. Detective Kading himself underscored that in the absence of the murder weapon, any connections drawn between the recovered bullets and the homicide could be considered circumstantial at best. This missing piece of evidence added yet another layer of complexity to the investigation.
He starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Indeed, the enigmatic disappearance of the murder weapon posed a substantial hurdle, greatly hindering the progress of the investigation and making it a formidable challenge to establish definitive evidence. However, with the recent arrest of Keefe, there may be newfound hope for resolving this long-standing mystery. But the question that is facing the public is, what will his life be like in jail?
I think he's in big trouble if he goes to prison. You know, who's bigger than Tupac? Anybody?
We all know Tupac's fame knew no borders. It resonated on both national and international scales. His music was ubiquitous, reaching even the confined spaces of prisons, where his songs echoed through the radio waves. Yes, you heard that correctly. Given the widespread awareness of Tupac's life and death, it's conceivable that inmates, just like the general public, were well acquainted with the details surrounding his murder. Some among them might have counted themselves as ardent fans of the legendary rapper.
How much protection can you get in prison? I'm told that, he was already concerned for his safety.
Considering the impassioned pursuit of Tupac's murderer by the public, there is a legitimate concern regarding Keefe's safety within the prison walls. The prison environment can be volatile, and if fellow inmates, who are also Tupac enthusiasts or who harbor strong sentiments about the case, discover Keefe's involvement, it could be bad news for Keefe D. According to People, correctional authorities will need to take careful measures to ensure his safety during his incarceration. But what if they're also fans of Tupac?
A lot of people love Tupac, and he's he's internationally famous. Like I said, who's bigger than that guy? Nobody, really.
Regarding Keefe's safety, one person wrote, Keefe D is dying from cancer already. He might be trying to atone for his wrongdoings before he dies. He has been holding on to this information for years, and his conscience was likely eating him up inside. At least through these interviews, he was coming clean and helping police to solve a cold case. Another one added, at this point, I don't think Pac would want that, but a true Pac fan would do it. I think Pac good and probably only upset because all these people acting like they love him now but hated him when he was here. The fake really gets to me. One other person penned, "The streets knew day one what happened, which is why nobody cooperated or talked, including Suge. Nothing has happened to Keefe for this long, but then again, somebody might want the clout in prison. It's an unfortunate reality that deaths in correctional facilities, whether jails or state prisons, often receive significant attention in the media. This attention is due to the distressing conditions that can lead to tragedies, particularly among individuals who have not yet been convicted."
Some of you may remember 7 inmates died in a riot inside Lee Correctional Facility back in April of 2018.
On one hand, state prisons are generally considered more stable environments, where life is somewhat more predictable for those who are already serving their sentences. However, what raises concern is the alarming increase in certain types of deaths within these facilities. For example, suicides have surged by 22% compared to the previous mortality report just 2 years earlier. Additionally, deaths attributed to DNA intoxication have been an alarming spike of 139% from the previous report, also within a span of just 2 years.
They say that Kadai Bond was detoxing from heroin use when she died, and this is just the latest in a string of heroin-related deaths behind bars.
These statistics raise important questions about the conditions within these correctional facilities and the factors contributing to such concerning trends, prompting a critical examination of the prison system and the well-being of those incarcerated. Moreover, there are currently 2.2 million people incarcerated in America's prisons and jails, and among them are a few serial Ks. Some of the most infamous serial K are still alive, serving life sentences for their heinous crimes.
I wasn't shocked because I thought that Jeffrey Dahmer would end up this way.
However, criminals like Jeffrey Dahmer, infamously known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, who committed a series of gruesome murders, taking the lives of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991. He not only killed his victims, but also engaged in the horrifying act of consuming parts of their remains. Dahmer was apprehended in 1991 and subsequently sentenced to 16 life terms, solidifying his status as one of America's most notorious serial killers.
Frankly, I wanted death for myself. This was a case to tell the world that I did what I did not for reasons of hate. I hated no one.
Author and investigative historian Peter Vronsky tells A&E True Crime, although prominent individuals tend to stand out in prison subculture, the fact that they were serial K likely did not make them targets. Moreover, the number of homicides in state prisons reached a record high of 120 deaths in 2018, a reminder that while prisons are secure, they are largely unsafe. Violence in prison is commonplace, tied to trauma prior to incarceration as well as mental health stressors inside. The rate of homicide in state prison is 2.5 times greater than in the US population when adjusted for age, gender, and race ethnicity. And this information is stirring many speculations regarding Keefe's arrest.